flat fee, let's say $1,000 or $2,000 plus the monthly fee if the clients are interested in the maintenance package, because then you know that you will always profit if you buy that $199 package. And why do you need the $199 package? Well, all the packages are the same, but as you can see, the only difference is the amount of websites that you will get. And if you sell 4 websites, then you already need this package, and that's why I have the expert version, and I think that every web designer who sells websites will need the expert version. Alright, let's now dive into the functionality of Elementor Pro, and let's start with the installation. The installation process of Elementor Pro is pretty easy. You just have to pick a package from the Pro page, and then you will get an email with your login, and then you can log into your myelementor.com account, and here you can download the plugin. So if you download the plugin, you will get a zip file, and you can just upload that zip file on a new website where Elementor free is already installed. That's important. Elementor free, you need to install that plugin first, and then you install Elementor Pro. If you don't have the version of Elementor free, you can download that here on my website, livingonpixels.com/links, and you can get the free version out here. You will also get a zip file, and you upload that in the plugin section, and after that you upload the plugin for Elementor Pro. Then the last thing that you need to do is copy your license key that you can find in your account, and you can paste that inside of WordPress, or you just log in as I'm doing right here. That's also a method, and then it's automatically synchronized with your account, and then everything is set up. And if you've installed Elementor Pro, you will get access to the theme builder, as you can see right here, and this is a very powerful tool because you can almost design every part of your website with this. So right now I'm logged in here on my personal website, and let's just create a header for now. So what you want to do is you want to go to theme builder. As you can see, I've already created one header, so if you want to create a header, you just click on add new. So for example, call it the header version 3 or version 1, and then you can do 2 things. You can import one of the headers that they offer, because now you have access to all these pro headers, but I like to design the header myself. I have different tutorials on my channel about working with Elementor, but now I'm just going to show you the functionality. So let's just say you have a very simple header like this with a logo and a button like this. So now what you can do with Elementor Pro is you can click on publish. So here you need to tell Elementor where you want to show this header. So for now you can say to Elementor, I want to show this header on the entire site. And now if I click on save and close, and I just go to my home page, you can see that my new header is now here. And if I go to the portfolio page, the new header is also here. So this is how the conditions work. And this also works the same for the footer. So as you can see right here, I'm on another website, one of my clients' website, and here I've created a footer template with the footer option. So if you want to create a footer, you're still in the theme builder here. You just click on footer and you just add a new footer. So I'm here inside of the footer. I've created 2 sections with a few items in it, an image, a logo, a few social media icons. And here I've also set up the display conditions, as I want to show this footer on the entire site. And as you can see right here, it doesn't matter on which page I am, I will always see this footer. So here I'm on another page and I'm also seeing this footer. So this is of course great for the header and footer, but this is also very powerful for a blog, for example. So let's just go to another website that I've also created for one of my clients, and that is this website. And here I have a blog. So this is a blog post, and I want the same design for all of my blog posts. So what I did is I went to the theme builder. So I'm here inside of the theme builder. I went to single. So if you want to create a blog or a portfolio page, for example, this falls into the single page category. So if you want to create a blog, you just click on add new, and here you can select I want a single, and I want to create a design for all of my blog posts. So as you can see right here, and then you give it a name, and then you can create another template. So here's the template that I've created. I've inserted a title, as you can see. I didn't type this title inside of Elementor. Now this title is just part of one of the blog posts that my client has created here in post, because this is the blog post section in WordPress. So as you can see, he has created this blog post, perfect outdoor activities, and that is what's generated now. So as you can see, this is the final blog post. And then if I go to another blog post, it has the same design and image on top, and then a title, a date, and then the actual blog content. So in this way you can design your own blog, but this also works if you want to have your own portfolio, for example. So on my website, if we go to single, I don't have a blog, but I have a portfolio page. So as you can see, I've created the portfolio template over here. So I've just done the same thing. I clicked on add new and I said to Elementor, I want to have this template for all of my portfolio projects. I've created this tab with another plugin because that is not something you can do with Elementor because Elementor is the page builder. So you need to create this tab so you can create separate kind of blog items. I will make a separate video about this. So I will show the inside of this single page template. So as you can see, this is the inside of one of my portfolio items. It's just the same idea as a blog post, but then it just has different content, which I didn't type in Elementor, but the content is actually inside of here, which is the same technique as for your blog posts. So here I've set up the conditions like this. I said I want this design to be displayed for all of my portfolio items, as you can see right here. So now this design is being used for every portfolio item. Again, I've created this single tab with another plugin, which is called CPT UI, Custom Post Type UI, which I will make a separate video about if you also want that. But like you can see, it's the exact same technique as I use for my blog post, as for my portfolio items, for example. Or maybe your client wants to have a separate page for his cars or his art or whatever. You can all do that with the single page template. And if you have a web shop inside of WordPress, you can also do this for your product pages. So for this client, he has a web shop inside of this website. WordPress has a free web shop plugin that you can use. So I've created a template for all of his products. He only has one product, but if he wants more products in the future, I already have a template. So I just clicked on single product and I clicked on add new, and I will show you the inside. As you can see right here, this is a page. The product image will automatically load, the title will automatically load the description, and the display settings for this single product page is for all products. And that's it. And then you can also go to saved templates, and this is also one of those features that I think you really need. Because for this website, for example, you have this sidebar over here, and this sidebar has some information about the magazine, it has an Instagram feed, and this sidebar is displayed on a lot of different pages. So for example, if you go to a subcategory, you can see that the same sidebar is here. So this sidebar is on a lot of pages, and I don't want to change my design on 10 different places. If my clients wants a change, of course. So here is where the template feature comes in. So for example, if you think that this part of your website, you want to save that because you want this part to be on every part of your website, you can save this part as a template. So if you click on save as a template and you give it the name, then the template will pop up in this menu. And what's nice about this is now you can import this template on every single page you want. And if you want to edit the inside of the template, you just go to your save template, you just click on edit, you make your edit, you save it, and then it's saved on all these places. So as you can see on this page, if we open this page with Elementor, as you can see right here, I've imported a template. So I cannot change the inside of this part over here because I've imported the template. So Elementor Pro has a template feature. So if you just type in template, then you can drag in a template and you can choose one of the templates that you've saved. So again, this is super powerful if you're building bigger websites with recurring elements. This is also the same for the pop-up builder. Elementor has a pop-up builder, so let's go to my website right now, and you can find the pop-ups over here. You can create a pop-up for your website. Some web shops have a pop-up, but you can also use a pop-up for full screen menus. But let me first show you what I mean. So I'll call this pop-up one, and I create the template, and now Elementor Pro will give you a lot of recommendations that you can use. These are all pro elements, so you only will get these if you have the pro version. But like I said, I don't use the templates because I want to design something myself. But you will get a simple pop-up like this. So now I've simply added a title and a form in this pop-up, and now I can save this pop-up like this. And for the pop-up you have a lot of condition options. So you have your basic options over here, but you also have triggers. So let's say you want to show the pop-up after someone moves their mouse out of the screen, or they scroll to a certain element on the page. You can set that up right here. Or you can link this to a button, for example. So if somebody clicks on a button, you can show the pop-up. And in this way they will stay on the page. They don't have to load a new page because a pop-up is loaded. And like I said before, I like to design everything myself, but if you do not have design inspiration, you can use one of their templates, and they have a lot of templates that you can use. Full screen templates, as you can see right here, full pages, and everything with this pro thing over here is only for pro users. They have full websites that you can use. So for example, if you want to build a website for a sports club, you can preview it right here. You can insert this whole design. So let's just try this for now. If I click on insert, I need to connect it to the template library. So that's just one click. I just click on connect, and now it will load again. And as you can see right now, this whole page is inserted into my website, and I can change the style. I can change the colors if I want to. So if you click on an element, you can just change the text, you can change the spacing, you can change anything that you want. So this is absolutely amazing, but these are full pages, and realistically, oftentimes you will work on a design and you will build up the page within sections. So this is great to get some inspiration for the style, but I do not use this feature, but what I do use is the blocks. So you have the full page templates over here, but you also have the blocks. So let's say that your client says, I need a page for my pricing, right? Because I have 3 pricing packages. They have blocks over here, which are just sections of a page. So if you go to category, you can go to pricing, for example, and they have a lot of pricing blocks that you can choose from. Most of them are pro, as you can see. So let's say I want to insert this one. I just click on the preview, and this looks good to me, and I click on insert. I've inserted this pricing section, and now if I want to add another section, I can just add another block. So maybe I want at the bottom of the pricing page, I want to have a call to action, right? So I just insert this box, for example. And now you can see that I've inserted 2 sections, and these templates most of them are just black and white. So you need to style them to make them fit your brand. But it's a super quick way to build up a page because they have a lot of categories that you will oftentimes use on a website. So for example, you almost always have to design an about page. So you just go to the blog, you go to about, and here you can see all the about templates that they offer. So you just insert a few, you try a few, and then you have an about page for the website. And what's also really cool is that they have built in motion effects for your website. So on corporate websites you won't use this, but if you really want a creative website, you can use their motion effects to spice up the website and make it really creative. As you can see in this example right here from the Elementor team, this is an amazing design, and you can have mouse over effects, you can have scroll effects inside of your website. And this is also one of those features that they only offer with Pro. Then there's another thing that I want to show you, and that is that they offer more widgets. So if you have the free version, you only have the basic tab over here. So you have a button, a heading, and all of those things. But if you have Pro, you have a lot more elements that you can insert. For example, the animated headline, that's a popular one. So if you want a more creative title like this with an animation, you can do that with the animated headline. Or if you want to add a Facebook button, a countdown, a flip box, this is a popular feature that you will see on a lot of websites, that if you mouse over you will see something different behind the block. And there's a lot more to explore here. I won't go over every element. If you want me to make a video of every Pro element, please let me know. But there's one more that I want to show, and that is the slider. Because the slider is one of those elements that a lot of clients will ask for. It's one of the older website features, but it's still a feature that a lot of clients want. Here you can set up the sliders, you can set up an image for all of your backgrounds, you can change the titles, you can change the animation. So this is also a pro feature that I oftentimes use on real client websites. And then there's two more things that I want to show you, and one is the role manager. So if you're working with a client and you want that client to fill in the content themselves, because sometimes they will have a lot of changes to the text or to the images, and it costs you a lot of time, or you give them a discount for filling in the content themselves, right? So you just put lorem ipsum in your website and then you let them edit the text. And here you have a feature that's called the role manager. So I'm here on a client website. You can go to Elementor and then role manager, and then you can make a WordPress user for your clients. So you just fill in their email and their name and you create a user for them. I'm not gonna click on this right now because this is a real client and I don't want to show their personal info, but you can create a user for them. And then you don't create an admin user, you create an editor user. So inside of WordPress you create the editor user, and then you say inside of Elementor that every editor user only has access to the edit content, and this means that they cannot change the layout of everything that you have designed. So they only have access to the text layers and the image layers that they can change. And this is a very safe way to work with a client, and in this way you don't have to worry that they mess up your design, that they delete important parts and all of that. And then the last thing that I want to show you is custom fonts. So I'm here on a client website, as you can see, a slider again. But this font is a custom font. This is not part of Google fonts, so all the Google fonts, you can use them inside of Elementor. But if you have a font that is not a Google font, because sometimes a client will send you a custom font and they will say like, hey, you need to use this font because this font is part of our brand. And then you have a problem if you have Elementor for free. So here inside of Elementor under custom fonts, you can upload your own fonts, and as you can see, this font is the font that I use for these titles. So this is also one of those features that you really want if you're gonna work for clients, because sometimes they have their own brand font and you want to use that on the website. So that's the last thing of the function.